Hello, everyone, and welcome to our presentation of how top franchisees spend less on sourcing and attract better employees. My name is Zach Matuk. I'm the Director of Marketing over here at Sprockets, and we are helping franchise owners and operators just like yourself fill the gaps in their staff, streamline the hiring process, build better teams, and ultimately save a ton of money on hiring with our technology. I'll get into how it works later, but that's what we do. And that's what I'm going to talk about today, a bunch of success stories. Before I get to that, though, we want to hear your story. So, anyone who sits down with us before the end of the month to share your hiring issues, what you're experiencing, right? Sit down with us. We're going to give you a $25 Amazon gift card. We want to hear what you're dealing with, and we're going to talk about how we can help you. Okay, so 15 to 20 minutes, just email me times that work for you before the end of the month. I'll just do this again. I'll show this again at the end. But yeah, if you want to share your story with us, we will tell you how we can help. All right. So what is this presentation? I'm going to go through a series of case studies of our own customers and talk about their situation before and after utilizing Sprockets, right? What they were dealing with, they turned to us, and then what their results were, actual metrics, after working with Sprockets, okay? First, though, we're going to talk about why hiring is so hard right now, what you're probably dealing with. We have another case study that we just recently did where we analyzed a bunch of applicants, got their feedback. We analyzed a bunch of data from our customers, put it all together, and discovered some really interesting things. So I'm going to get into it. Again, thank you for tuning in. I'm going to go into full screen mode right now. Whoops. Okay, there we go. Now let's get into it. So, why is hiring so hard? Hiring and retaining quality employees, it continues to be a challenge for restaurant operators, with many thinking that the only way to maintain staffing levels is to spend more on job ads, right? Like throw money at job boards. It can get expensive, and especially in today's what we call click to apply culture, that makes it super easy for applicants to apply to dozens of jobs in minutes. The truth is, busy managers lack the tools to identify the ideal applicants and contact them before they lose interest or go to competitors. And we're going to talk about the data behind that in a minute. They often hire workers out of desperation who end up being a bad fit for your locations, keeping you stuck in an endless cycle of turnover with, just super costly job board bills. All right, so let's get into some data that we recently gathered. In an effort, we're actually doing an article with Forbes. So we've got a bunch of data from our own customers, our own applicants that have come through their systems. So check this out. Lost opportunities, right? We were investigating applicant drop-off in the hiring process, something you probably all deal with. So what did we do? We analyzed 549,000 applicants or applications that came in across 305 different locations, okay? All QSR, some C-store locations. These are all customers. And what did we discover? 82% of the applications were not even viewed by your managers out of the total received, right? The big one, it took on average 8.8 days. So let's call it 9 days for a hiring manager to get in touch with applicants. They have no time to get in touch with these people. That's why they're ghosting you. And then only 97% of applicants get ignored. That means only 3% are actually getting hired. Out of everyone that comes in, you're only converting 3%. Okay? Pretty unbelievable data. The biggest takeaway for me here being the 8.8 days on average to get in contact with your applicants. We then surveyed 566 actual job seekers about their preferences when it comes to applying for opportunities in their interactions with the hiring managers or the company. So 54% said the biggest challenge finding a job is they don't even get an interview. Okay, so that kind of relates to not even seeing the applications, right? Hiring managers don't even get to 82% of the people. 38% expect to hear back within 3 days. So basically 40% expect within 3 days. It's a big chunk. But now we're hearing, on average, it takes 8.8 days to even have a hiring manager reach out, right? And then 52% say the most important factor in the hiring process for them is fast response time. So if you're not getting to these people, they're going elsewhere. They're going to the competitor down the street. These are 2 recent case studies. They're on our website under our case study section. These will also be featured in an upcoming article with Forbes. It might be out by the time you hear this. So pretty unbelievable stuff. Again, this is our own data and what we discovered recently. And then these are the actual responses to the surveys. I won't go through each one, but you can feel free to pause, check it out, and get a better understanding of what your applicants are actually looking for. Another one. And another one here. Okay. We summed it up with the key metrics, most important things that we're looking for. But again, feel free to pause this and take a look through this data. All right. So now you understand the landscape. You know what you're dealing with out there. It's tough. There's a click to apply culture. People want the fastest response. People want just to get the job or deal with the people that reply to them the fastest. So it's a lot of competition. It's tough. Turnover is continuing, right? Now let's talk about how some customers, some franchisees that turned it around. For example, LaFontaine organization, this 3-location McDonald's group out in Fort Wayne, Indiana. So Rhiannon Wilson, she's the human resources manager for LaFontaine. She is our primary contact over there. She gathered a ton of amazing data. We'll talk about it. You can read this. I'm not going to go right through it. Basically, they were looking to reduce 90-day turnover, okay? The end result after switching to Sprockets was a reduction of 90-day turnover by 24% and trailing 12-month turnover by 14%, okay? In just over a year of using Sprockets. And the numbers continue to trend in a positive direction. Our crew is staying with the organization longer, according to Rhiannon, and the average number of employees who stay at least 1 year has grown from 11 to 28. That is significant. People are staying. Why? Because they're finding the people that make the most sense, and they're engaging with the applicants that make the most sense for that location, who they know has a high likelihood to succeed. I'll talk about how we do that, but that's what she's doing, okay? Giving her time back, as you can see the quote below. Sprockets has enabled me to focus more on what is important as an HR manager rather than using a difficult interview process. Okay, now these are metrics she gave us, which is pretty unbelievable. She was tracking shift attendance, of course, crew size, etc. But this before and after Sprockets, you can see a staggering difference here. We already talked about the turnover reduction. Shift attendance increased from 81% to 97.5%. So people are showing up for work. Why? Because they're finding the right people. Number of employees retained greater than a year. We talked about that. Jumped from 11 to 28. And my favorite, crew size literally doubled. Across her location, she had about 32 members on each crew, and now she has 64. She has doubled her crew size by focusing on the right applicants. Okay, unbelievable story. One of my favorite recently. Thank you, Rhiannon, for sharing this. This is a webinar and a case study on our website and an article on QSR Mag as well. Okay, moving on to Chick-fil-A in Athens, Georgia. Customer is Will Swan. Okay, he's the human resources director there. What they were looking for was increasing their hiring success rate, which they measured by the number of bad interviews they could avoid. Okay, so according to Will Swan, ideally we would like to host as few interviews as possible and allocate our time as wisely as possible while still hiring the same number of great folks. So they were looking for efficiencies, streamlining their hiring process. That's why they turned to Sprockets. Okay, so location where Swan works in Athens is now reporting a hiring success rate between 70 and 75%. And according to Swan, Sprockets really offers a great return on investment. Okay, so Chick-fil-A, we all know about them, always strive for excellence, etc. So they wanted to make the process even better, and they did. They turned to Sprockets. The money spent on the service is an investment that more than pays for itself as we conduct fewer bad interviews. So they're saving time there, right? And avoiding the cost of a bad hire. As we all know, that can cost between $3,000 to $5,000, depending on your hiring process, your location, where you're located. Sprockets has also helped with retention as we was able to hire the right people and keep them. Okay. So this is also an article on QSR Mag if you want to read further. So please feel free to go on QSR Mag's website and just type in Sprockets. You'll see all of our content. You can search it. And this is one of the articles. So thank you, Will, for sharing your story, your hiring success rate out in Athens, Georgia. Okay, moving on. A Dairy Queen in Pontiac, Michigan. So Ryan Ignashik, he owns a Dairy Queen. It's a family kind of ran operation out in Michigan, in Pontiac, Michigan. He's also on the Dairy Queen Owners Association board. And he was, really struggling to even get people to apply. So he had almost like a sourcing issue too. This is a webinar and an article on QSR Mag if you want to check it out. And he was looking for an all-in-one solution to his hiring issues. So normally we just are added on to your current process, whether you're using job boards and ATS, we are a simple add-on. You don't have to rip and replace, but he's using us as a full hiring platform, which is great. According to Ryan, having a dashboard with everything at your fingertips simplifies the process and keeps you organized. All of the employees' information is right in front of me. We help streamline his hiring process with this instant alerts feature. So this is his favorite part. I'll talk about it. He is able to see in real time when someone applies. If they're a great match, he gets a text, an email. Ryan, Jeff just applied to your crew member position. He scored a 9.6. You should reach out to him immediately. Hire him or get him in for an interview. That's an instant alert. It's part of our system. Beating the competition, right, to these great people. So according to Ryan, I get notifications of activity as it happens. I can respond quickly to candidates, take notes, and update their status on the same platform. So after implementing Sprockets, Ryan at his DQ has achieved an 86% employee retention, right? That's awesome. That is what we want to see. Again, this story is on our website and featured on QSR Mag. Feel free to take a look. And if you ever have any questions about what you're hearing here or seeing, you can email me. I will share my email again at the end of this presentation. All right, moving on to the next. This is our most recent case study that we completed. 2-location McDonald's out in Gardena, California. So Tony Figueroa, he's the supervisor for DeAnt management, and he's responsible for overseeing the operations of 2 McDonald's restaurants. So according to Tony, turnover rates were alarmingly high, causing disruptions in workflows and affecting the morale of both managers and crew members. Unqualified candidates showing up for interviews added to the frustration, and the amount of time spent sorting through applications seemed never ending. I'm sure you can all relate to this, right? So implemented Sprockets is now engaging with the best possible applicants for those 2 locations, right? Not wasting time on potential bad hires. So our average crew size grew from 40 to 65 after implementing Sprockets. Not only helped us address our challenges, but enabled us to expand our team. Okay, so crew size, again, grew from 40 to 65, which is great. It's what we want to see. The right people are getting in to the teams and they're staying. Okay, that is what we do. Now, that's our most recent article that we did with QSR Mag. You can go check it out now. I'm about to go through 3 more success stories very quickly. Again, more information can be found on our site and on QSR Mag. So, O Incorporated, a 9-location KFC, they have achieved their best retention and lowest vacancy number in 3 years. So again, they're getting fully staffed, or as I like to say, filling the gaps in their staff. Castleberry Group is a 34-location Sonic. They used our new pools feature, which I'll talk about in a bit. Essentially, it allows you to re-engage with applicants that you've already paid for. So they're not just sitting there, in your pool. But we re-engage them through a text campaign and got 1,713 contacts engaged, right? Applying to their jobs again, seeing their latest positions instead of only depending on new people coming in through your paid ads. You're engaging with people who have already applied that you maybe overlooked, but now you can see scores and realize, oh, wow, even though this person applied 3 months ago and I didn't, go with them, the hiring manager didn't think they were right fit, they're actually at 8.7. I should probably talk to this person. So using our pools feature, they were able to re-engage with 1,700 contacts. And then Trey Nelson, 2-location Jimmy John's. Every hire that Sprockets rated over a 9.0 is still with us or has moved on under favorable terms, which I like that. We know people aren't going to stay forever. But it's a lot better than having them just not show up one day. If they're leaving and letting you know, okay, it's time for me to move on, we'll take that, right? So you're finding better people who are more engaged with the culture, with the teams, stay longer, and again, move on under favorable terms. That's what we love to see. So what is Sprockets? What does it do? Sprockets is an add-on solution to your current hiring process, mind you. You don't have to rip and replace. That engages with the most valuable applicants in real time. So if you think about that for a minute, how do you say an applicant is valuable? Well, what we do is we analyze their personality traits through a simple 3-question survey of your top performers. So you pick 3 of your top performing. You can do it by position or just holistically at a location. Pick 3 top performers. They answer 3 simple questions in a written format, the Sprocket survey. Okay. And then we are able to pull out their personality traits using our system that they share in common with each other. Okay. Any incoming applicants, take that same quick survey and then we match up their personality traits. Of course, the more they share with your current top performers, the higher the score will be, ranging from excellent match, and you got fair match and poor match. Of course, we encourage going with the excellent matches. So 7, let's do your 9s and 8s, and then a 7 or above, still, a great match. And then 6 or below, you might have some trouble. Okay, that is how we do it. It's a simple scoring platform where you get instant notifications. You can set a threshold. Oh, got an 8.1, just came in. Here's their information. Reach out to them right now. You can set it up so your hiring managers all get the alerts, etc. Very customizable to what works for your crew. The biggest thing here being we're finding ideal people based on your current top performing employees and alerting you in real time that they have applied and that you should reach out. Okay, that is what Sprockets does. I do want to talk about a new feature called Pools. So as by the title of this webinar, saving a lot on sourcing. Well, how does that work? Most of these people, these customers, right, have tons of applicants in their pool. And what we've done to boost their applicant flow is our Pools offering, which is you take however many people are in your ATS, in your job board. These people are sometimes hard to find and get access to that data. But we're able to go in there and engage with all of your past applicants because they've showed interest once. It means they're probably still interested in a job or working for you again with whatever new positions you might have. So we re-engage with them through a text and email campaign, offering out or putting in front of them a link to your open positions. So a message might read, "Hey, Jeff, McDonald's in Gardena, California is hiring again for XYZ position. We'd love for you to apply." Or reapply, right? Because they've applied to you before. And what we do is then score them. So what you're now getting is a very interested person because they've applied before, but now you can see their score, okay? That is a huge piece of information that was missing. So if you didn't reach out prior, when they first applied to whatever position that was, and now it's 3 months later, and you re-engage with your applicants, and this person reapplied, and now they're scoring, a 9.2, okay, you should probably talk to that person. They might have been overlooked before, but now you have an extra layer of information. So you're engaging with the most valuable applicants to you in real time because you've paid for them already, right? You don't have to go and pay for new people to come in. And now you have a score. They're actually looking like a great fit. Reach out to them because they're definitely interested. So again, allowing you to engage with the most valuable applicants to you in real time. That is Pools. Feature came out this year. Super proud of it. It is helping our customers save a lot on sourcing. Now they still have to fill the funnel, but not nearly as much because they now can access and keep engaging with the people that are already in their pool versus just depending on new people coming in. So that's Sprockets Pools. More metrics, other stories. Our big thing is retention. So on average, we are reducing or boosting retention by 43%. You could say reducing employee or 90-day turnover by, 43%. But that is what we do. We find you better people. They're staying longer, less time spent on the hiring process, more money saved And teams are happier, right? Happier teams equal happier customers. That's really the name of the game with Sprockets. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you have any questions at all, you can visit the website, sprockets.ai, right here. And as I mentioned, we still want to hear your story. Okay, so anyone who sits down with us before the end of the month, September 30th, to share your story, we'll get a $25 Amazon gift card. All you have to do is email me right here, zach.matuk@sprockets.ai. Again, I really appreciate you spending your time with us during this presentation. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks.